career highlight as a player was when I was first picked for England. I got the call up. It used to be a telegram in those days, and Sir Alf Ramsey was the manager, and my first game I was led out by Bobby Moore. So that was fantastic because they'd won the '66 World Cup. I'd watched them as a 15-year-old boy. So now actually playing with my heroes, that would be the best thing that ever happened to me, to be honest with you. England will always be one of the favourites. That's the thing you understand. If there was, no matter, even if we weren't playing well, in England, we'll always be one of the favourites with the English press and the English fans, because we're always that way. You know, we don't go anywhere thinking we're not going to win it. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if the England fans go with plenty of optimism this time, probably more than they've ever had since about the '90s. Gareth Southgate's done a great job. He knows these players because, of course, he worked with the under 21s and you know, the youth teams. So he's seen them grow up, and they've got confidence in him. He trusts them, and they've got the confidence in him, and together it seems to work. And there's one thing about this England side: I think they're very athletic, very strong, very fit boys, and that goes a long way in the modern game. You know, if you can play 90 minutes and keep your pace up and keep the adrenaline going, and you've got that fitness that's required, and skill, of course. And he seems to be moulding a really good side together. I think England fans are quite optimistic at the moment. I think they've got every right to be. Jurgen Klopp's my favourite, has been for 2 years now. Even when he didn't win anything, I just like the way his team played, the way he seemed to kick every ball with him. I like that style of management. He's not forever writing down on bits of paper like some of the coaches. He's more like I was, I think, you know, more heart on his sleeve. Come on, boys, you know. All the best managers, most of them are in English Premier League, so it's a good time if you want to watch managers, and the best ones, and you know, they're all there. They're in the twilight of their careers now, Ronaldo and Messi. They've absolutely dominated the Ballon d'Or for a decade. But, you know, they're in their 30s now. There's other players coming through, not just in England, but throughout the world. But there's a lot of things you need to do. You know, you need to have a great season. You need to play for your country and play well. And you need to win something, or very nearly win something, in the Champions League, things like that, because that's where they're looking for the champion players, if you like. Football got obsessed with the footballer had to be, you know, at least 5'10" to 6 foot, you know, big, strong, powerful lad. There's plenty of people to inspire the smaller players, but you're right what you said. There was a period where everyone thought, if you're not 6 foot, 5'10", we're not going to give you a contract. I think that's gone now. I think people have realised that talent's talent. Doesn't matter how it's wrapped, what size it is. If you're good enough, you're big enough. We're probably the only team that finished second who people remember, because the old saying is nobody remembers who finished second, but a lot of people talk about that Newcastle side. Everywhere you go, wherever I go, because I managed it, they'll say to me, oh, that Newcastle side, really. So they do talk about it, and they do remember it. It was very sad we didn't put a title on it or win anything with that team, because that's the mark of a good team, really, a great team. It's not how you play and how you entertain, but what you win. And that's where we fell short.